My name is Russell Joyce. I'm in the military, been in for about 16 years. I'm in 3rd Group Special Forces. When it comes to operational issues, we're not allowed to discuss any of that.
But Sergeant Joyce can discuss the 13th Soldier, a dog he found in Iraq.
He was known throughout our unit as a member of our team. He protected our team more so than any other Americans. Go, go! He would get pretty aggressive, so the team named him Tariq Aziz. Everybody liked to call him Terror, so I was joking around. And I said, you know what, I'm gonna rename him Fluffy. And when I said Fluffy, Fluffy turned and looked dead at me. Give me a ball. Good boy. Fluffy was a huge deterror on our base camp. Our own guards were terrified of him. There were times that he did smell things that were harmful to us as soldiers. He was totally, constantly going to where this act of aggression was. I think he saved our lives. Every day he was out there pulling guard for us. Here was my comrade, our 13th warrior, you know, Fluffy.
He had been there about 2 months, and he had written me a letter saying that he had gotten a German Shepherd.
My kids, they've always asked for a dog.
We were like, hey, Mommy, let's get a dog. And then she was like, no, 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 no.
So I was kind of amazed, and I thought, you know, well, I think maybe he's just joking with me.
But Russell was serious. In spite of efforts to bring Fluffy home, he was left in Iraq. Russell was told in 72 hours his comrade would be put down.
And I couldn't just see him discarded after he'd worked so hard for us.
Russell wrote letters petitioning Fluffy's military status. The letter hit the internet, and support was overwhelming, especially from Vietnam vets who were forced to leave their dogs behind. 30 days later, Fluffy was reunited with Russell. The Pentagon granted Fluffy honorary war dog status.
You know, because there was always this question, does he really remember me? Is this really a bond? He came up and he put his head on my shoulder. Yeah, I'll be deploying very shortly, but this time I'll be leaving 3 children instead of 2.
I think he may call me more often this time to check on the dog. So, we'll see.
In my opinion, if it hadn't been for a dog like Isabel, I may not be alive now to enjoy my grandkids, my wife, my family, and God.
Isabel is about a 2-year-old Portuguese water dog. Very active, incredibly agile. Everybody would love her. She does have a special talent, and that is the ability to detect cancer in humans.
Good girl. Heel. We've actually had friends of ours who, when they know about her ability to do this, they say, gosh, I'm not sure if I want to come to your house.
Okay, this is Isabel coming into the laboratory.
Amazingly, it only took Isabel about 3 weeks to learn how to sniff out cancer.
The premise for the research is identical to training a dog for any other scent detection.
Isabel was exposed to cancer breath samples and taught to lay down when she identified the cancer scent.
Her accuracy turned out to be well over 90%.
We took Isabel to a dog show, and every time the judge approached, Isabel would go into a down position. I could not understand what was going on at the time, but later realized that she was indicating on the judge.
The judge then took that information fairly seriously, did in fact see her physician the following week, and as it turned out, she did have a cancer.
With further research, more lives may be saved by a dog like Isabel, who just had puppies.
Isabel, sometimes it feels as if she's owned by humanity in some way because of her ability to do this type of work and help save lives.
I wouldn't be here today if it hadn't been for a dog like Isabel.
Roselle is a very friendly and happy dog. We save each other's lives every day. Every time I pick up the harness, we are certainly going into a potentially dangerous situation, just walking down the street. On 9/11, I was on the 78th floor of Tower 1 of the World Trade Center in my office. Roselle was asleep under my desk when the airplane first struck. We heard kind of a muffled thud and an explosion, and then the building began to tip, and it just kept going the same way. Once the building stopped moving, she came out from under my desk and sat next to me. Roselle's job is to be the pilot. but it's my job to know where we want to go.
It took Roselle and Michael an hour to make their way to a safe haven on the street, but they weren't safe for long.
And then Tower 2 started to collapse, and we all just turned and ran for our lives. And Roselle stopped because there were stairs going down. So even in all the dust, even in all of the chaos of the building coming down, she remained focused. We walked down the stairs and found ourselves in the arcade of a subway station. And while down there, there was a woman who was crying, and she's saying, I can't see, my eyes have dirt in them. I took her arm and said, don't worry, I have a guide dog, Roselle, and she'll make sure that neither of us go down the stairs.
Roselle, Michael, and the woman he saved all made it home that night.
Go! In working with Roselle, there's a phrase that guide dog instructors use all the time that says, follow your dog. I follow her in the sense that while she's guiding, it's my job to listen to her. She also follows me, and it's because of the bond that we survived. Oh, good girl. Yeah.